Oh, excuse me. Hello to those of you watching on the replay. Thank you for joining. Sally Ann says, hi Lisa. Hi Sally Ann. Hi Mr. Phil. Morning to you. Thank you both for joining. Bob's here. Bob says, morning Lisa. Morning Bob. Thank you for joining. Hope you're all well. It was raining here earlier, but it's stopped now. Mr. Phil says it was raining here 30 minutes ago. Sunny now. Yes, exactly the same here. Bob says, just got to work out where you are. Well, Bob, I try not to give out my exact location because if you've watched the previous ones, people turn up. Good morning, Stephen. Stephen says, good morning, Lisa. Morning, all. Thanks for joining, Stephen. Before going live, I did get out and go and have a look on the Broad and see what ducks are about. But there's hardly anything out there today. Sally Ann saying morning to Stephen. Usually there's other people in the car park here. Well, there was when I first turned up. There was a bird watcher. And it's just me here now. But there's always people in this car park. So let's hope that's all the rain for the day and it's going to stay nice and sunny. That's what I'm hoping anyway. And those of you who watch my seeds live, we have some seedlings that have come through. So that's very exciting. So if it's nice at the weekend. Sally Ann says, perhaps the weather's put everyone off. I reckon so, yes. So I'll probably take a photo of the seedlings and put it onto my Facebook page for this YouTube account. Hello to all 9 of you that are here. Thank you for joining. Sally Ann said, seedlings video part 2 at the weekend. Oh dear. I didn't think anything would grow, but they have. So that is funny. Mr. Phil says no rain anywhere near here on the weather radar. Lovely blue sky out there. You wouldn't think we just had a torrential downpour. But Mr. Phil says it's not going to rain anymore, so that's excellent. Sally Ann says it was raining earlier, Mr. Phil, but nice and sunny now. It is. It's very spring-like now. There were a couple of fishermen in a boat. I filmed them. Of course I filmed them. And so I'll try and... I've only got a tiny bit of footage from here. Mr. Phil says, nearly nice enough to go on a motorbike ride today. Wow. You could. Because it's not cold, is it? Even when it was raining, I didn't think it was cold. I don't know if he's picking up the sound of the birds singing away or not. Mr. Phil says it's the wind, makes my hands very cold. That's the only thing, isn't it? The only thing. Sally Ann says there shouldn't be any fishermen out now. Sally Ann, that's a very good point. Well, they were in a boat. And the only boats allowed on here are fishing boats. That's a very good point. Well, I've got them on camera. Wonder if this broad is different or if it's the same for everywhere. I would have thought it's the same for everywhere, isn't it? Very well spotted, Sally Ann. I'm very impressed. Sally Ann says, doesn't make any difference if they're in a boat. No. No, it doesn't. What I meant was it's only the fishing boats that are allowed on here, so it wasn't somebody just out for a little jolly. It's very peaceful here, despite a busy road directly behind me. It's lovely and peaceful. If you watch this duck, there's a gap under the fence and all the ducks go underneath it. Mr. Phil says, is that one of the Trinity Broads? It is indeed, Mr. Phil. It is. You are correct. Sometimes there's a lot of bird watchers here because for some unknown reason you seem to get lots of unusual birds land here. Right, you watch these 3 that are going to go under. I think I was a bit too slow there. Oh, we have a van just arrived. You probably hear it's reversing sensors. Let's see, if I open this window, you can hear all the birds' song. It might be too windy though. I've got 2 ducks asleep beside my car, and to the left are some ducks well, they were just having a little paddle in the puddle. I think they've gone to the van to see if he's got any food for them. Oh, we got some incoming. Did you see those? Just the Egyptian geese. And there are some more just landing. Is that better like that? Zoomed in a bit. You can see better then what's happening. You can see how windy it is by the water. Oh, the van's going. That was quick. You can see the ducks now when they go under that little piece of wire or mesh. So what's everybody been up to? Anything exciting? I think you all know that my son was out, I think it was Saturday. He was working and he was going to get some parts for a job, and the cam belt went on his van, not fan, van, and so we went and sat with him until the AA came. Lovely AA gentleman, very helpful, very impressed. So his van is going to be repaired and he'll be up and running again. And I'm sure there was something else. Oh yeah, and then earlier in the week he had his eye scratched, didn't he? Now look, there is, for any plane spotters, those lines down there. I don't think I'm going to be able to show you in time. That is there. What's that mark on the windscreen then? Oh, it's something from an insect. Yeah, so there is a plane flying directly overhead. Sally Ann says, I'm in the middle of putting lots of solar lights up in my garden ready for the summer. That sounds lovely. I've got some up in mine. And even through winter they work. You know, when it's dull and a bit overcast, they'll still work. Can you hear the birds singing? It's a robin. I can't see him, I can just hear him. Mr. Phil says it's Finnair A350 on its way to Helsinki. Lucky them going to Helsinki. I wish it was me. I do like Finland. Long time since I was there, but it's lovely. Thank you for that, Mr. Phil. I did have a plane fly over ours yesterday, and I did manage to get outside quick enough. It's quite low, it's a military plane. So at some point I'll put that up as a shorts. And then this evening I've got a video going out at 6. Believe it or not, guess what it's about? Boats. The cruisers are back. And the sailing boats. No, I know they've been away through winter. I know the boats have still been out on the water, in the winter. But there's not too many, or not, what am I trying to say here? There wasn't enough. I'd have to sit there a very long time in the freezing cold and probably still wouldn't get enough footage. Oh, look out, we've got Judith here. Judith says, shh, I'm at work. Mr. Phil says, I saw the Fin airplane take off from Heathrow on another channel. Oh, wonderful. Tony's here. Hi, Tony. Thanks for joining. He says, regarding your solar lights, if you buy good quality ones. Stephen says, I'm in the car wash again while Pip's having her toenails cut and a trim. Oh, she'll look so sweet, won't she? Are you Skyping, Judith? What day is it? Wednesday. Might be lunchtime. Judith and I met Monday morning for coffee and a catch up. Because I know it might seem like I see her all the time, but we don't, do we? Judith says, I finished for the morning, so I'm hiding until lunchtime. I don't blame you. I can't speak today, whatever is the matter with me. Chris is here giving us all a wave. Hi, Chris. Thanks for joining. It's all very quiet here today for those of you just joining. I'm overlooking a broad, which is one of the Trinity Broads. And I've got the noise of the traffic because I'm near a road, but I've got my window open because there was lots of birds singing earlier, so I wanted you to hear them, but with the noise of the traffic you won't hear anything. And the plane's just flown over. Mr. Phil told us it was Finnair. It's left Heathrow and it's going to Helsinki. Judith, do you remember when I lived in Finland? You've known me many decades. Helsinki's wonderful. It's quite warm in the sun. In fact, I've got to take my jacket off, I think. Not Finland, but Cyprus. Cyprus is lovely too. Those were the days. Here, there and everywhere. I'm trying to think how old I would have been in Cyprus. Mr. Phil's thinking of getting his bikini out. It's that hot and sunny today. Is that on your motorbike that you were thinking about going out on earlier, Mr. Phil? Mr. Phil says I'm more like Michelin Man on the bike. Whatever she sent us there, I can't see what that emoji is. I can't see that one. Have you got the battery fixed yet? I hear that's next on the list, according to the mechanic. Oh dear, have a drink and a laughing blackcurrant emoji. Thank you, Mr. Phil. I just couldn't see it and work it out. Sally Ann says, I'd love to stay and chat, but I must do some weeding while the weather is good. Bye, everyone. Have fun in your garden. Sally Ann. And for anyone who's just joined, I was saying that, remember I did the seeds in a previous live. Well, they've grown. So I'm going to take a photo of them and put it on Facebook, the page for this YouTube channel, and you'll see them. I mean, don't expect great, huge things, but just the very fact that they have sprouted. You don't know either. Oh, you're going, are you, Judith? Okay, bye. Thanks for joining. Oh, she's deleted it. Oh, bye, Sally Ann. You're not going. You're just saying bye to Sally Ann. The car's just arrived in the car park, so some of the ducks are going to meet it, hoping they will be fed. Judith, have you seen the new bridge yet? One piece is in. Mr. Phil says there should be another plane overhead. Oh, on the same flight path as the last one. Ryanair going to lovely Venice. Oh, I haven't been to Venice. I would like to. There's lots of places I'd like to go to. Well, the ducks are being fed by the car that's just arrived. So perhaps they're regulars here. Yes, you had to drop something off to college this morning, so you've seen the bridge. It's impressive, isn't it? I remember when they were taking the bits to up the river to Braden Bridge to make that one. I sat in my office looking out the window. That was many moons ago now, so many moons. Mr. Fields says they're replacing the hydraulic rams on Braden Bridge. I wondered what they were doing. Goodness, it's windy. Very windy. So for anyone who's just arrived and doesn't know, hasn't heard how exciting it is, the seeds I planted have sprouted. The seeds I did on the live, that is. So I'm very impressed. So we might get to grow things after all. Mr. Phil says, I can just about remember the old railway swing bridge. Oh, I don't remember that. And I can't really remember anything before Braden Bridge being there. I remember it being built, but if there was anything there prior to it, I couldn't tell you. Oh, well, there you go. It was blown up and removed in 1968. Judith says I better go and have my lunch now. All the children will have finished theirs and be back in for the afternoon. Have fun. Thanks for joining, Judith. Is that right? Did you hear them fly over the car? Stephen says, bye Lisa, bye all. Got to go now and collect Pip and go for a walk whilst the weather is nice. Have a wonderful afternoon, Stephen. I can hear a plane up there now, Mr. Phil, I think. Does sound a bit... Yes, there's definitely a plane. I can't see it. Behind glass, it's very warm. Not a lot happening, is there? When I drive out of the car park, it'll be interesting because all the ducks are on the road asleep. What we need is for all the sailing boats to go onto the water, isn't it? More geese landing. To the three of you that are still in here, would you like me to... Oh no, it's 4. It's gone up to 4. I'm just going to say, would you like me to end the live? Because it's so quiet. Having said that, here comes the fishing boat back. This is obviously the flight path, isn't it, for landing? Above the car, straight into the water. Can you see the boat? They might just be having a drive about, mightn't they? Mr. Phil says, yes, can see it loud and clear. Is that the boat or the plane? The little boat. I could zoom in on my camera, couldn't I, and have a look? The greenery's in the way. Mr. Phil says the clouds are obscuring the Turkish Airlines plane on its way to Istanbul. Going to stock up on Turkish delight, I reckon. They're just having a little drive about in the boat. That's all they're doing. Camera's noisy, isn't it? Let's have a look as they've turned round. think they're going under the bridge to go on to the other Broad. Tony says lights will work well all through the seasons. That's the solar powered garden lights we were on about earlier. Talking of boats, if you're around the harbour at Yarmouth, there's some huge ones, and the crane lifting the bridge parts. Keep up the good videos. Thank you, Tony. If you look on my shorts on YouTube, I put one on yesterday off the bridge piece hanging from the crane, and they were getting ready to try and put it into place. Magnificent sight. And then I saw some photos last night on Facebook, and they showed that that first piece I saw has now been fitted, and I'm not sure when they're doing the second one. Maybe today. But it's certainly very impressive. My next video is cruisers on the Norfolk Broads and sailing boats that I saw. When did I film those? Did I do that Sunday possibly? Or Monday? I can't really remember. All days seem to be the same, and when I film so many videos, I can't, you know, if I, like I'm making a video that I have to go on my other channel now, which is when I went to Titchwell Marsh and saw the spoonbills. That's quite a long one, so it's taken me a while to edit. But I'd also been to Titchwell previously, and I can't remember what I filmed when I went that time. It wasn't that long ago. I think because I filmed so much, I can only really concentrate on the video I'm making at the time. But I did see the spoonbills. And the little egret giving it all the big I am, you know, this is my patch of water. Don't you come over here near me. And he'd been chasing other things away because, you know, they might eat his fish. And then the spoonbill goes near him, and then suddenly he runs away into the reeds. He's no longer the big I am because the spoonbill's far bigger than him. Bob says, I've missed most of this live. Had a phone call. So sorry for deserting you, but I'm now back again. Thank you, Bob. Well, let's see. What did you miss? The boat came back that I saw before I went live, and there was 2 people on it, and then Sally Ann said they shouldn't be fishing. But I think they're just having a little jolly round the Broads. They've now gone under the road bridge and into the other Broad behind me. And we've had Mr. Phil keeping us informed of which airlines are being over. Finnair went over to Finland from Heathrow, and then there's been another one go to Istanbul, but that was hidden in the clouds. Mr. Phil says those clouds are looking a bit ominous. Yes, I've suddenly lost the blue sky, haven't I? And they are grey, but it's going very dark. Well, no, not very dark, but compared to the bright sunshine I've been sat here in, I think you're right, Mr. Phil, not to go and do a bike ride. I just think that would be very wise. I don't know what I'm doing this afternoon. Probably jobs about the house. That's exciting, isn't it? Bob says, down here we have sunshine and a blue sky. Well, I did have that here as well. But these clouds have suddenly appeared. The blue sky I can still see. It's over to my right now. Let's see if I can show you. There's the blue sky. But coming towards me are these grey clouds. And they're moving rather fast as well. It's still hot though. Still need my window down. Mr. Bill says, still nothing nasty showing on the weather radar. Wonderful. Bob says, just enough to mend a sailor's trousers. Oh, the robin's back singing to us. I still can't see him. I can hear the water, the wind. It's that windy that the water's lapping against the side of the bank. I was saying about the Titchwell Marsh video I'm making. When I went there that day, it was so incredibly windy. The geese and ducks were having to lean on the side to sort of steady them and stop themselves getting blown about. Wonder where he. Oh, I see. Let me have a look. I might have just found the little bird. Let me see if I can film him. It's a little blue tit in the tree. That's not who's singing. So I found the robin. He's just gone in the ivy. There we go. I can see him now. I can see him, but his head's hidden by the branches. And he and the blue tit are quite close together. I don't think they realise how close they are. Bob says, I've just looked at my calendar. 8.5 weeks, then I will be back in the Upton area. Wonderful. The robin has moved, but I can't see him now. Bob says, I'll bring some sunshine with me. Please do. Please do. That would be very much appreciated. Ducks are off. And some more. There's some of the ones that were asleep on the road here. Robin is now on the post. Thank you for the 8 likes on this live stream. Somebody's squawking, the geese. Make way, chaps. We're coming past. Blue sky. Mr. Phil says, there's a very interesting boat at Upton, Crossbow. It held the world sailing speed record once. Bob says, I have heard of Crossbow. Will it be staying or moving away? Mr. Phil says, it used to be tucked away in Whelpton Shed. It was built there and its successor, Crossbow 2. Bob says, that's why I haven't spotted it then, if it's tucked away in the back of the shed. Well, I think as it's very quiet and not a lot happening, I don't mean with people who are watching the live, I mean here in general. There is a car now entering the car park. He stopped for some reason, I don't know why. He stopped in the entrance. Oh, I think the gate had blown across the entranceway a bit. Now he's got the ducks in the road to contend with. He's probably thinking his visit here is doomed. He's reversing away from the ducks. The ducks are not going to move for him, so he's having to reverse. No, he's decided he's had enough. He's not going to stay here after all. He's off. Goose says, oh, I just chased him off. Now I'm going to tell everybody about it. Bit more sky that's blue heading this way. I was saying how I thought I might go, didn't I? Oh, the goose is coming up the ramp, up the pathway. He's decided he's going to come and see you all. Have you got a sore leg by any chance? Mr. Phil says that's quite some strut. And I just saw him coming up the pathway, the decking, and I thought, oh, more flying over. Obviously the grass up here tastes nicer than where he was. I'm not sure who's getting stroppy. He's got a sore leg, hasn't he? Mr. Phil says, geese are always stroppy. They are, I know. But they can be quite funny. I know they're territorial, but they can be very funny to watch. It's not easy putting the phone back in this holder. There we go. And I'm sure that was more effort than really was required. He's still about. Well, I suppose it needs to be, doesn't it, really, so it doesn't move when you're driving. Are we around this side now? Oh, he's having a drink. I think he's having a drink out the puddle. I'm going to move you and we'll see if we can see him. Actually, I do have a holder, but let's do it. Let's see if we can see him having a drink. The temperature's now gone over 15. Yeah, it's very mild. Lovely reflection of the two of them, but holding the phone like that makes it shake. And the others were all asleep on the road. They've moved across it. It's obviously time for a drink. Whitfield says, I wonder why they prefer the muddy, oily, dirty puddle water to the stuff in the Broad. Well, I think they all like to have muddy cocktails, don't they? I mean, the goose is drinking from the puddle now. It is strange though, isn't it? I like how they preen their feathers using the water from the Broad or the puddles. Don't know if the water helps separate the feathers. I don't know. Hello to the new people who've just arrived. Thank you for joining. It's all very quiet here. Just watching the geese, the ducks drinking out of the puddles, or if they've been flying over. Bird of prey up there. Well, I don't know, you might have seen it fly past actually. I can't see it now. behind the tree. There it is. They've got the light shining on it. Can you see that? Just gone behind the tree again. Yeah, I can't see the bird of prey now. Oh. When I said about them using the water when they're preening, Mr. Phil says, I think it's something to do with spreading the oil around their wing feathers. The oil that makes them basically waterproof. Airbus approaching at 37,000 feet. Now, somebody told me it's impossible to be filming a plane at 37,000 feet, and I said, well, I have. I filmed one over 40,000. So I'm waiting. I have my camera here. It is on, and we will film it if we see it. Beautiful clouds. I prefer these to the grey ones. Well, I was going, but I'm waiting for the plane now. This is obviously the flight path for everything, Mr. Phil. This coming over this way. Oh, we're going to have a little bit of a squabble. Duck stood on his bit of grass. Mr. Phil says there's a massive 747 cargo plane coming, but it's just a bit too far north. Can it be rediverted? or diverted, I should say, not rediverted. Can it be diverted to here? Oh, I can see the bird of prey now. If it'll just stay in the exact same place. But of course they don't, do they? Geese are off. They're flying away across the water. The branches on this tree beside me are stopping me getting the bird of prey into focus. It's gone now. I can't see the plane, Mr. Phil. Can't see the plane, can't see the bird of prey. Oh, it passed over Cromer, the 747 cargo plane. Bob says, I must run away, get Sue her lunch. Enjoy your day. Thanks for joining. Sorry, it's not my normal lives. So now we got a crow. Oh, got an angry something or other. I don't know what it is. It's very cross. It's on its own. You'd think something was chasing it. It says bye until the next one. Crow's off. I suppose you want to come along for the drive, don't you? Oh. Hello, Sheila. Thanks for joining. Sheila says, before you go, any idea what's happening with Potter Heigham Bridge? Is it staying closed to through traffic? It hasn't been fixed yet, so it's definitely closed. You can walk over it, you can't drive over it. I think they're still trying to get all the appropriate permission to repair it. But what will happen eventually with it, I don't know. Mr. Phil doesn't think it will open to traffic again. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard anything lately. Shall we go for a little drive? Well, I say go for a little drive. You'll see when I turn around the obstacles I've got to get past. Oh, I say. Oh, we've got some magnificent vehicle coming in here. I hope he's going to manoeuvre past the ducks nicely. It's very nice. I'll show you in a minute. Seatbelts on, absolutely, seatbelts on. And there's a motorhome behind him, always turning round. He doesn't realise that I can't get past if he parks like that. He wants to park like I've parked. Right, I'm going to do this extra slowly so that you can see this vehicle. All right, boys and girls, could you just move a little bit? You can't really see him. You might see him when I get out onto the road. We were still zoomed in. So he's now gone into my space. Oh, the gates can't close again because somebody pinned them back to stop them shutting on us. Right, let's see if you can see this vehicle. Wouldn't that be nice to go out gallivanting and filming in? Now, as I'm driving, I can't read any messages, answer any messages. So this is Rollesby, in case anybody wonders where we are. And that was Rollesby Broad that I was just at. Definitely been some sort of upgrade in the area. Hopefully I'll be able to be live and just drive you around everywhere. Without losing connection. Crow in the road. I'll take you to the manure heap. I know how much you all like it there. Such a glamorous location. gosh, it's windy. It's blowing my car. When I get to the top up here and we park by the manure heap, I will read any messages then. The manure pile's gone. Oh no. Got some soil. You can see where they cleared it all up. We don't want to park in that mud, do we? Should we park in the lay-by again? Might be better. We'll sit here. Still not very exciting, but you get a change of view within the live. Peter says, thanks Lisa, we're staying at Potterheim in July. Yeah, I think any work was meant to start May time. I don't think it's been announced, the final outcome. SW's here. Hi SW, hope you're well. She says, how lucky am I? Just logged on to see her live. And she says, hi everyone. Mr. Phil says the clouds are better here. Yes. We were just at Rollesby Broad SW and it came in rather grey. Clouds after having a nice blue sky. So I don't know, I don't think I'm going to be live for much longer. SW says, oh no, not the old manure heap, Lisa. They must be putting it on the fields. They must be, because it's not there today. It's just really muddy and not very nice where it was. Yeah, so our famous manure heap is gone. I bet not many other people sit and view a manure heap in their lives. The clouds do look rather spectacular, don't they? SW says, I am fine, but Sally the Jack Russell had 12 teeth removed yesterday, so she's getting a lot of love today. Oh, poor little thing. I hope she is okay. 12, that's an awful lot, isn't it? I only had one removed and that was bad enough. Actually, Actually, having the tooth wasn't removed. It wasn't that bad. It's just how I'm left temporarily unable to pronounce some words. Mainly words that have got the letter S in them. So he says, it's very sunny here, but that could change in a split second. Yes. Mr. Phil says, will she get dentures? Oh. Oh, she must be feeling sorry for herself today, SW. Sally, SW says, Sally still keeps wagging her tail, so she is fine and is getting pampered with the best chicken. And she says, no, Mr. Phil, no dentures. SW says, she may be sore, but she is not showing it. Where have we come from? We were at Rollesby Broad. We had a look down. We were watching the geese and the ducks and the planes flying over. We had a Finnish Air one, gone to Helsinki. And then there was a flight to Istanbul. Mr. Phil was keeping us up to date with the details of the flights. And there was meant to be another one come over at the same place, but I never saw that one. And there was a huge cargo plane up by Cromer, which would have been excellent to see, but we're too far south of there to see that. Maybe if I'd been on a hill we might have seen it. Esther says, I shall catch up with the earlier footage after this live then. Okay, thank you, SW. So I think I'm going to go now, and I've been live for 95 minutes. SW says, has Ed got his van sorted? Yes, it's going to have repairs, and I don't know how long it's going to take. He's having a new engine. So, yeah. It's a friend of my husband's who has the garage. So he came round our house last night and was saying the different options that are available. And then we had the usual reminiscing about when they were both in school together and the things that used to go on. So it's always entertaining. And then about how they made go-karts. SW says expensive like dog teeth then. Yeah, I can imagine. Actually, it's not too bad for Edward. Not too bad. He's come off very well, really, considering, because it was the cam belt that went. So as I say, I'm going to go. I've been live 87, 97, nearly 98 minutes. So thank you all for joining me and keeping me company. He's very lucky, SW, very lucky. If we didn't have this friend of ours, well, yeah. So he will be fine. And he's using one of our, the other car we have. So it's all good. As always, my stomach rumbles when I'm on live. Always. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. Take care of yourselves. There's a Broads boats video tonight at 6. And I might put on a bird, no, not a bird, an aeroplane shorts. Actually, no, I'll leave that until tomorrow. It was a military one that flew over our house yesterday. So that's it, all caught up. Enjoy the rest of your day.